Might as well record the part where we're fixing our hairs also.
These girls give me trouble.
What, your curls?
Uh-huh. They're high maintenance. Okay.
High femme, high maintenance. Is that you?
Maybe.
Well, this is our first little YouTube episode ever, so it's took us forever to get this angle correctly, but
Yeah.
hopefully we get better at it throughout time. I really wanted, well, as part of my kind of YouTube channel, I really wanted to have almost like a sub-channel where we talk about, where we get to have some space to unpack our queer love. And so this is our first attempt, our first episode of talking about our, well, very now sort of mature, going on to 16 years relationship, and always didn't start out queer. So, but I guess I should do a little introduce myself. My name is Sonmin, and this is my YouTube channel. I'm calling it Queering Life, and talk about all kinds of things about queering life, including queer love. And my wife, Allie.
Hi. I'm Allie.
Yeah, you're Allie.
Yeah. Yeah, you say that like it wasn't always queer. And we weren't always openly queer.
Yes.
Certainly. For by far most of our relationship. But looking back, we sort of always were.
Yes, yeah. So it didn't appear to be queer.
Yeah.
Didn't realize we were in a queer relationship.
Yeah.
But I guess, we have lots to talk about, but I think I basically wanted to kind of like do the first like synopsis and almost like a quick overview, and then we can delve into more as we, and I'm sure, kind of throughout the episodes, like we can talk about different elements, but I think I wanted to do like let's give a quick overview of kind of like where we started and where we are now. So I'm happy to maybe like start a little bit and see if you want to also fill in any blanks.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Well, we started going out when I was 18 and you were 22. And this was back in 2009. And it is now 2025. And I mean, our first date was 2009, April 4th. But we technically met the year before that. We went to the same high school.
Not at the same time.
Very important. We are 4 years apart, so we were never attending the high school at the same time. But nonetheless, it was this particular high school that brought us together.
Yes, a university prep school.
And we shall not talk about the school itself because it's
No need.
not relevant, but I
Nope.
mean, I'm sure we'll talk about some Well, yeah, we'll talk about kind of like all the unique ways that, or like the unique aspects of this school also affected or kind of like shaped our relationship, especially in the early days.
Certainly.
But yeah, so we met in 2008. We started going out in 2009. And before that, we were on a 2-week trip, a jazz band and choir trip.
I was chaperone on the trip, and Sonmin was a student.
Nothing inappropriate
Just get that
happened on
out.
this trip.
Yeah, that's true. We can just get that out in the open.
Really important that we say that for anyone who maybe have any concerns about inappropriate relationships. That is not what happened. Anyway, and then actually 2009 was the year that I was supposed to go off to university. So I went off to university in 2009. We were in a long distance relationship for 5 years because I had to go to university for 5 years because I took a little time off in between, but we did the long distance for 5 years. I moved back to Vancouver. So that would have been 2014, and we were together we kind of like quickly moved in together, lived together for a little while, and then we got married in 2016, not 2006, 2016. Yeah. And so we will also have been married for 10 years. Next year. But yeah, so we got married in 2016. I guess like I probably came out as queer in 2017, something like that. I was always sort of hinting that I was not straight.
Were you?
Not always. That's not true. Not always, but I think especially kind of post getting married, I think I was like, yeah, And like I also in university, I was like calling myself heteroflexible.
Right.
What a cute word. I'm so glad that word exists or existed. I don't think it's a real word. But anyway, heteroflexible. So yeah, something like that. I think it was like 2017 or 2018.
I think it was 2017. It was shortly after we got married.
That I came out.
As like a cis-het couple.
Yeah.
That you came out as queer.
It's true. Yeah. I think like I sort of was. Yeah, we can get into that more, but basically I came out around then, and yeah, I was like very much interested in exploring what that meant. And then fast forward 2021. Mm-hmm. June. Oh, this is McGill. Yeah. You can stay here, but.
So yes, 2021.
Yeah, June.
We were like in it with the pandemic, and we just moved to this place that April.
Yeah, and
then
March. Yeah, end of March.
And then in June, I had my gender realization.
Yeah, that was June 12th, 2021.
That's right.
We were driving to a local mall. And, by this time, it's like, it was very like almost accepted that you had this like massive dread about going clothing shopping.
Yeah.
Almost. It was like getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Dread, it was just like, it was a chore and it felt so confining.
You hated everything.
Yeah. So I was driving us to the mall and It's important to note that a good friend of ours, who's trans, clocked us as lesbians while we were like cishet presenting, just talking about the way we operated as a couple. And that sat with me. That was in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
And while I was driving, I was in a weird state because of some things with work. I had just lost my job at that point.
You had just gotten fired.
Yes, I just got fired.
We'll
Big
get
story
into
there.
we'll get into that.
Big
yes.
story there.
Yeah.
But I was being cheeky, and I was looking at the 2S LGBTQIA plus QQIA plus initialism and being like questioning, that's not an identity. One can't land there like one can land on being a lesbian or being queer, trans. Yeah,
Any
like all
one
of the
of
other
those.
ones are more like an identity, a way of being rather than just being questioning. But
Hi, I'm questioning.
right?
You're like, you were questioning the validity of the questioning identity.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I decided to be like, okay, well, let me just take this questioning thing on, because this sounds dumb and I'm in a weird mood. And I quickly went to, I guess, my discomfort with a lot of masculinity stuff, and also I brought forth that thing that our friend said about the fact that we operated like a lesbian couple.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Miguel, but you're gonna have to go.
yeah. And I was like, well, what would it take for us to actually be like lesbians?
Well, and we had been, I think, basically as soon as COVID started, we started watching the L Word.
Yes.
The legendary L Word.
The original
L Word.
Yeah. And Tucson men, just Tucson men, while watching that show, I came out as queer. I didn't know what that, I didn't know what that meant. It was a kind of red flag, but I didn't know what that,
Red flag.
well, just like it was a flag, you know? It was soon to be a blue, white, and pink flag. But, yeah, I had these things roll in the back of my mind, and then I just jokingly was like, well, what would it take for us to be lesbians? Because it really actually did sit with me nicely. Like, I loved that show. When our friend said that, it just, I didn't know how much it was like, kind of like validating something within me. And then it just kind of dawned on me while I was driving. I was like in this cheeky mood, and then I was like, oh shit.
Well, it was almost like, I think it truly was, you were in the right condition for the floodgate to open, because there was so much already that was really severely disturbed, like including getting fired from the job, and for,
And that was the original trigger, which we can get to in another thing, but
yeah. But it's that kind of massive disruption that makes you just go, okay, there's a lot, like I just need to, well, I mean, you're not even consciously saying I need to reevaluate everything, but it's kind of happening anyway. But, that happened, and we still drove and made it to the mall.
yeah. But at that time, when we parked, I started to bawl my eyes out.